afternoon. Excuse me. Welcome. This is Jared Rand with the Global Guided Meditation Call for 3 p.m. Eastern, Monday, June 25th, 2018. And in today's meditation, we look at all that there is on this planet, and we look at the kind of foggy areas that are kind of hard to discern and figure out. And we look at the challenges that are present on the planet. And we, through our experiences as humans, we have come across many things that have either taught us or have caused us to repeat things over and over again until we have learned. Not everything appears as it seems to be. And if we look at all of the learning experiences that each of us have picked up along this path in this particular life, we at least have learned some things that are pretty concrete. And one is, we know that aggression or conflict or death, destruction, all of these words, so to speak, that are constant in interacting with humanity. And you know, I've addressed this before, and it's important for us to embrace the fact that all animosities, all of them, have to be forgiven. All the things that we carry with us, that we say to ourselves, well, I'm not going to be able to forgive that. I'm not going to be able to make peace with that. You know, we carry some of those with us. And it obviously is not good because it disharmonizes our balance, our vibrational frequency. It causes us to be out of kilter. And we may not know it. You know, we may not know it. We may shove it back in our subconscious minds. But think about it for a minute through this life experience that you had or having. What you are, you know, how you feel and react to anger and aggression. Now, something gets you upset. And then when you realize that it's so silly that it got you upset, and then it you know, basically breaks you out of balance, and you're not content and at peace. Now, the whole purpose of meditation for humanity is to come into a place of deep peace. And we know this. And the deep peace is not temporary. It's to get to that place and to be there permanently in peace. So as we meditate, it brings us there. And with outside distractions, we're pulled out often more times than not. And we usually go back. So we kind of visit the deep peace. Those of us who are able to, some people have such scatterings in their lives that they just don't even try to go to peace. And with peace, you no longer are frayed at the edges or disturbed at all of these negative actions of others. Now, we do realize that all creation, all of it, doesn't matter what civilization you are, doesn't matter what planet you come from, all creation is from prime source, creator, God force. It all comes from there. All of us do. And it doesn't matter what creation is there. Could be biomechanical, could be anything. But all creation, all energy comes from source, prime source, creator, God. And so if that's the case, and we just look at that, and we say to ourselves, okay, so that means that we're all connected. In some way, shape, form, or another, we're all connected. So in peace and harmony, and achieving that displaces aggression, conflict, evil, destruction, manipulation, greed, all of it. It displaces it. It removes it. It's no longer entertained. As long as we entertain these things, different religious beliefs and conflicts and the angers that people express, which are, most of them are absolutely a waste of time because they don't accomplish anything. And they really don't. And whenever we've experienced high aggressions and high conflict, we've not ever, there's never been a win or a success from that, ever. It just inflicts pain and sorrow and anguish upon those experiencing it. So we concentrate within, deep within, when we go into our heart center, and we go into and join with our higher self, we realize that our journey to peace is far-reaching and is touching all that there is, all that there ever will be, all that there ever has been of life, of humanity, of Syrians, of Pleiadians, of Andromedans, of Avians, all of them, that we come into a level of understanding, of constant peace amongst us as a human civilization. So the peace is the key to the golden door. It's peace. Always has been. Peace is connected to eternal love. And Prime Source Creator God is the pure essence of eternal love. But to achieve that, and if you understand, and you see this in this meditation, what we're doing is we're going to forgive. We're going to forgive on all fronts. We're going to forgive all that there is, all that there ever has been, all that there ever will be, as far as bad as we see them, conflict, destruction, manipulation, harm. Those that are creating this are forgiven, period. We, as a species, must move on, and we must become responsible for our new direction. And we must to ourselves confirm and commit that we will carry this eternally, not just short term, but always. So this commitment of peace and eternal love is far-reaching. It's always. So once we've stepped into it, there's you don't back out of it, and you don't intermittently apply it. It has to become a constant. That's why these meditations are so impactful and important for humanity. So as we continually progress, and we commit on a daily basis these meditations, eventually, as I've said before, we will spread it from the standpoint of in physical form and in presence, and groups across all over the planet, and those groups will grow, and they'll become communities where you have large communities who are in deep meditation every day and spreading, like we do, all of Prime Source Creator God's energies and eternal love and happiness. So think about that and realize that. And some of the forgiveness is not easy, but we have to, from our heart center, to move on, is to forgive and move on so that we can create a whole new life and existence for humanity. So if you will, go to your places, if you aren't already there, where you are relaxed and not interrupted, and you want to empty your mind of all the chatter and noise and all the thoughts that are to you negative and draining and pulling you down. Release them. Just wash them off. They're gone. They're vaporized. The mind's emptied of all the chatter and conflict. Sent back to the central sun. You want to inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth, and you are taking in divine positive energy as you breathe in through your nose. And that divine positive energy is flooding you with Prime Source Creator God's eternal love, and also flooding you with high levels of pure eternal love spiritual energies, regenerating and revitalizing you constantly. Once you acknowledge that, it's coming from within you, because your God spark is your direct contact with Prime Source Creator God. That is your power, your God center, your God source within your physical body. So you're drawing on that as you breathe in. You're pulling in and reminding yourself of the access that you have, of all of the cleansing power and the peacefulness and subliminalness, becoming subliminal and benevolent and kind and forgiving and loving and caring and balanced and happy. So all of this energy is coming in. You're reminding and reinforcing it as you breathe in. You're breathing out all of the interference, all the negatives, all the conflicts, all the anger, all the things that you're just absolutely filled up to the head, top of your head, with frustration. All of it. You are blowing it out for good. You are expelling it. You have no need for it. It serves you no purpose. And it is being blown back, vaporized to the central sun, never to return. You want to get in the habit of that. You want to habitualize yourself with that, because the fact that as you get into that habit repeatedly, you will automatically do it. You will remind yourself. You will reach in during the course of the day and reinforce this so that you are healing and advancing into a positive and happy direction. So now what you want to do is you want to go to your eternal self. You are going deep within the heart center. You will go in and in and in as far as you can go until you come to the vortex room with all of the flickering and reflecting of golden white pink light, purple transmuting flame all around you, enveloping you and saturating you with Prime Source Creator God's eternal love. Continuously, constant, without end. You see your eternal self, you join your eternal self, your higher self, and you become one. You now are we're going to call in all in love from Prime Source Creator God, Source, the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the ascended masters, the sprites, the fairies, and all of the loved ones who have passed. All of love are now rushing in to join us in this meditation. Now, we are all protected. We are all encased in a perfect sphere of the golden white pink light, purple transmuting flame of Prime Source Creator God's eternal love. This globe, this sphere, houses us and protects us and re-energizes us on a continual basis and protects us from conflict, aggression, anger, destruction. And eternal love is the only thing that can penetrate it. We now arm in arm float up above the planet. We see our meditative sphere. 12th of this year. We can see the golden white pink light, purple transmuting flame, and the flickering and reflecting of perpetual motion meditations. We then begin to become saturated with the golden white pink light rain, purple transmuting flame of total, complete, peaceful forgiveness for all. Forgiveness for all. All of it. You feel it saturating you. You can feel the eternal love coming in. You can feel your peace. As you let these aggressions and negatives leave you, they become saturated and are dispelled and are evaporated from you. You can feel it as you get lighter. The more that leave you, the more lighter you start to feel. You become buoyant. Okay, you're not heavy any longer. You're floating in lightness and in eternal love. You feel this saturate you from head to toe. You feel it come down over your face and your body. And even those stubborn edge that you're holding on to that holds aggression and anger and frustration, and all of it, the fear which is connected, and the anxiety and the stress, it's all being vaporized away through Prime Source Creator God's eternal love of saturation to allow us to forgive. The more we forgive, the more we go into peace. So, and then this process is beginning, and it starts across the planet to all, as it saturates each being with Prime Source Creator God's eternal love and lightness and diffusion of aggression and anger and frustration and conflict and forgiveness. The forgiveness is across the board. Things that you may have held on to for years, vaporized. And that's where you go deep within yourself. That's where you go to finally eliminate this, to finally let it go. So you watch and you visualize and you feel. And I'll join the meditation. I'll be back to close it out.